From time to time, maybe you've heard or felt that time wasn't on your side. Well, here are 3 tips to put time on your side anytime you're doing any public speaking. Oh, and at the end of the video, go to 50speakertips.com to download the free resource. Enjoy. No one ever got fired for letting an audience go a few minutes early. However, if you go overtime, you're an amateur. Simple as that. A professional does not go overtime. And now you might say, but Michael, I'm not a professional. I just give speeches for my organization. But when you are up there, it's really important to think like a professional, to work like a professional, so that you're as good and effective as a professional. And the first sign of amateurness is going over time. Full stop. And here's an extra little bit. Audiences really appreciate a little extra time. So if you have a 60-minute speech and you do it in 55 minutes and you give them 5 minutes of extra time, they might thank you for it, even if they were on the edge of their seat throughout the entire performance, even if they loved every minute of it. Because often they just have a 15-minute break, short little break in between you and the next thing that they either need to watch or do. But if you give them 5 more minutes, well, they can answer a couple extra emails or texts, call their kids, go get a cup of coffee, that otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do. So you're actually doing them a favor. And nobody ever got fired for ending a few minutes early. But a lot of people did not get hired again and hurt their reputations because they went overtime. So stay on time and let them out a little bit early. They'll thank you for it. We recommend that you do not apologize for time that you do not have. For example, if you expected to give a 60-minute presentation and it turns out when you get there that they're behind schedule, so they ask you to do 40 minutes. If you come out and say, listen, I was supposed to have 60 minutes, but it got cut down to 40, so I'll do my best, to get it all in there in 40 minutes. What happens? The audience immediately starts to feel like they're going to miss something, that you're not going to be able to give them what they need because there's not enough time. When in fact, if they had no idea that the time was changed and you were able to adjust your presentation to fit into those 40 minutes, they would look at their experience of having you for 40 minutes as whole, as complete. So if we tell them that they're not going to get something that we wanted to give them, then they feel like they're losing out. And loss aversion is a very, very strong motivator. We do not like to lose things that we have or think we're going to get. Even if we haven't gotten them yet, it hurts more to feel like we're not getting something than it does often to receive the things that we do get, meaning the value that we do get. So there is no need to apologize for time that you do not have. Just go out there and crush it during the time that you do have. Because you can change the world in a 1-minute speech, just as easily as you can change the world in a 60-minute speech. It just depends how effective you are in the time that you have. Don't use obfuscating verbiage when you can say something simply. See what I just did there? Often we, as speakers, we want to look smart. We want to impress people. So we may use language that is, in our minds, sophisticated and sounds good. But then the audience has to try to figure out what you said. They have to translate that, when you could have just said it simply so that they can consume it quickly and actually get the point. Because what's your job? Your job is to get them to think differently, feel differently, and act differently. And if they need to translate what you're saying, and if the language you're using makes them feel distant from you, different than you, or dumber than you, then they're less likely to connect with you and less likely to trust you. So let's keep our language as simple as we can so that it's more effective.